gotta see this. Or maybe you need to cover your eyes. Hell, I don't know what you're into, but I do know this. When we showed you the sumo tournament we witnessed during our visit to Japan a few episodes back, and we told you it was the coolest thing we saw in the entire country, we weren't lying. But we didn't mention another thing that came in a close second. This beautiful torii gate submerged in Hiroshima Bay, seemingly floating on water. This view right here is ranked as one of the 3 best in all of Japan, and we are taking you here in this episode of Window Seat. After we spent the day at nearby Hiroshima documenting the exact spot where the world's first nuclear bomb used in war was dropped on a Japanese city nearly 80 years ago, we were ready for an experience that was not quite so heavy. So, with the skeleton of the so-called atomic bomb dome passing by our boat window, we made our way into the inland sea of Japan for a 45-minute trip across the water to the island of Miyajima. The boat trip on this chilly spring day gave us time to process the harsh realities of World War II in this part of the world, and gave us time to anticipate the peace that awaited us on the small island ahead. Peace that made itself known with the very first residents we met here, the island's famous wild deer. During the day, the deer wander the walking paths alongside tourists hoping for a snack, though feeding them is frowned upon. But if you're hungry, the streets are lined with restaurants and snack shops filled with island specialties. We didn't stop for any of that because we were on a mission to see the UNESCO World Heritage Site that has a home on this small island, the Itsukushima Shrine. The original shrine reportedly dates back to the year 593, though it's been added to over the centuries. Now get this, it was originally what's called a pure Shinto shrine, where no deaths or births were allowed to take place because, quote, pollution. They consider this entire island a sacred god, so even to this day, pregnant women are asked not to come here as their delivery date approaches, in the off chance they might have a child here, where tradition doesn't allow it. This place really does take you back in time. Some 2,000 people call this island home, but the numbers swell during the day as tourists flow in, anxious to pose at the shrine's most recognizable feature, the 50-foot-tall orange torii gate standing just a few yards offshore. Made of decay-resistant camphor wood, this incarnation of the gate dates back to the year 1875, though previous gates have stood here since the year 1168. This is known the world over as the floating torii gate because of the illusion during high tide that the gate is floating in the sea. We came at low tide, which allowed us to walk right up to it and take pictures, along with the hundreds of others doing the exact same thing. So, important to check the tide schedule before your visit so you can get the exact experience you want. There are other things to do on Miyajima too. Hike around, visit other shrines, there's the 5-story pagoda, all of it within just a few-minute walk of the Miyajima ferry pier. And speaking of the ferry, a round-trip ticket to Miyajima from Hiroshima will run you about $30 US. Admission to the shrines, another couple of bucks. All in all, a very small price to pay for a very unique Japanese experience. Look, there are a million things to do in this unforgettable country, from checking out cherry blossoms, to exploring the hustle and bustle of Tokyo, to seeing Mount Fuji, to eating sushi and eating more sushi, to exploring the bamboo forests, and of course, going to those sumo tournaments. But for our $30, it doesn't get much better than taking a boat ride 1,400 years back in time to a sacred island largely untouched by the hustle and bustle of modern Japan. A place where nature and history provide the perfect backdrop for an unforgettable day that you wish would never end.